Hello everyone, welcome back to Naomi's Bookshelf. We are going to go through my entire owned Victorian TBR. Now, I am also wearing a Victober shirt, which is super cute. Let's see if I can get there. Beautiful. And it's super warm, or not super warm, but it's warm enough and it's nice and cozy too, so I'm enjoying it. Now let's get into my stacks of books that I own that are all from the Victorian era. So first we're gonna start off with Dickens. I own a lot of Dickens. So in here I own a Charles Dickens Christmas, and I have read A Christmas Carol and The Cricket on the Hearth, I can't remember how to say it, but I have not read The Chimes. So that is officially on the TBR. I also have a stack of these beautiful editions, which I'll show you. So I have a bunch of these editions. They are right up here and I have a lot missing. And they are the Articus editions. And I have the Pickwick Papers, Oliver Twist, Great Expectations. I own, I think, 3 copies of it now. David Copperfield. Oh, one more in the stack. And Hard Times. On to my last Dickens. I'll put these down first. So my last Dickens on my TBR is Bleak House. So I'm not a big fan of this edition, but I'll find another edition that fits better maybe. This one I've had for a while now, and it's on my Timeless Tomes probably 2021 project list because I do really want to get to this one. All right. Thomas Hardy next. So I own 3 Thomas Hardy, which is the Mayor of Casterbridge, not the Tess of the D'Urbervilles, which I've also heard amazing things about, and of course Far from the Madding Crowd, which is on this month's TBR, but I have yet to start it, so it's officially still on my TBR. We'll see if I get to it. I'm really hoping to. All right, so let's do the Brontes next. I have Shirley. Realistically, that's supposed to be happening this month. I don't know about that. I have it in a big bind-up edition, so I don't have a physical copy of it that's by itself. But I do own The Tenant of Wildfell Hall by Anne Bronte. I actually own 2 copies of this. I accidentally bought the second one without realizing I had this one. So I have that one, which I'm excited to get to, and Villette by Charlotte Bronte. So that is also one that I don't know much about, but I do want to read all the Bronte's works now, so that'll be exciting to get to eventually. So on to something that I have been reading, but I have not finished these, are Sherlock Holmes short stories. I have in this bind-up, which I don't love, honestly, this bind-up. I just find they're so big and cumbersome. But I do have The Adventures of Sherlock Holmes and The Memoirs of Sherlock Holmes. Also, The Return of Sherlock Holmes is in here, so 3 individual bind-ups in this big bind-up of Sherlock Holmes short stories. That is also something I do want to finish off eventually. All right, I think we'll just go next on the pile, which is the plays of Oscar Wilde. I got this in a book unboxing, and I really enjoyed unboxing it. I have made a video of it if you want to go check it out. And in it, I also asked for questions for a Q&A, which I have yet to film, but I hope to do that very soon. So if you have any questions, you can also leave them down below in here or on that video. Anyways, I have not read all of the plays. I've read a couple, but I do want to read more, and this is a pretty extensive edition. So I hope to get to this soon-ish. Maybe I can squeeze a couple plays in for Victober this year. If not though, there's always next year. All right, next on the pile, we have one that is technically a reread, if I do want to reread it, but I do want to reread it because I feel like, let me just show you. I have Dracula. So my main thing is that when I read Dracula, I had not read much or any Victorian literature in a very long time. And so this book was quite jarring and shocking to me at the way it treated women and society. And so because of that, I did not enjoy this book. However, excuse me. However, I would like to give this a second chance. I think that there is a chance I could enjoy parts of this, if not a majority of it. I don't think I'll ever love the whole thing, but I do want to try again. So technically, I put this on my TBR in a way. It is a book that I have read, but I do want to read it again. So it's not a mental TBR at the very least. And the next one, we'll just go to the next one in the pile, is also one I've technically read before, but I hate lingering coughs. Anyways, Wives and Daughters. This is one I've technically read before. It's been a very long time, and I would like to reread it. I just read North and South this year, really loved it, and I would like to reread this one again. I think I actually started at one point and got that far in. I'd have to start over from the beginning, but I do remember this plot line. I've watched the miniseries and love it, so I'm hoping to reread this again in the future. This is on a TBR of mine, a long-term TBR, but it is something I have already read, so I don't know if that quite counts. I'm counting it though. Anyways, next one. So the next one that I have is Treasure Island by Robert Louis Stevenson. Now this one is one that I know the story of, but I've never actually enjoyed watching any adaptations of it, really. I think I've enjoyed one, but I do want to read this eventually. I think it sounds interesting and different than normal Victorian novels that I'm experiencing typically. Now, this one is something that I do not have high on my list of priorities, but this is one that I am excited to pick up eventually, as I did buy it and I want to read it eventually. So that one belongs with all my other classics, and I think I have one more book to show. So the last book that I have for my Victorian TBR is The Complete Illustrated Works by Lewis Carroll. Now this is completely, obviously, all of his works. I've only ever read Alice's Adventures in Wonderland and Alice Through the Looking Glass. This one does have illustrations all the way through, and I am excited to pick this one up eventually. I think it will be a lot of fun, and short stories, poems, it says verses, puzzles, acrostics. It looks like it's gonna just be a fun, easy read, I think, in a lot of ways, and very childlike. So that is something I definitely want to prioritize eventually, like every other book that I own. So I don't know how many books that was for my Victorian owned TBR, but it's a lot. So I hope to get through them all eventually one day. Please let me know down in the comments if you would like to buddy read any of these Victorian novels with me any time of the year. I would love to discuss a Victorian novel with you. I really do enjoy that, and honestly, who needs to save Victorian novels for Victober? They're great any time of the year. Anyways, I will talk to you next time in another video. If you are new here, please click subscribe if you'd like to, and like if you liked this video. I will see you next time with another video. Bye for now.